Welcome to GHOSTWATCH2016. This is a podcast where we're watching Kamen Rider Ghost. My name is Coriander Dickinson, and I've seen a bunch of Kamen Rider.
My name is Heather Deary. I've seen the Kamens riding.
I'm Kate Stark, and I'm confused by all of this.
This is episode 33.
Miraculous. Infinite feelings.
Miraculous. Infinite feelings.
I'll fix that in post. Don't worry about it. I won't fix it.
I got really overwhelmed by the title.
Miraculous. Like, when it showed up on the screen, like, it was first thing of the episode, like, the shot of the temple, shot of a group of people, and the little title that
I lost
Urison
it.
brings in. It's just like, miraculous.
Infinite feelings.
It's
I
just
had
like,
infinite feelings about that.
You just know. You just know what the episode is going to be like. We were wrong, but you know.
But we paused it and all went, okay.
We paused a number of times during this episode and were like, no. But we really should have picked up from the title that it was going to be one of those episodes where everything would happen.
I think we had to pause and catch up more this episode than any other one we've done.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, I'd agree.
This took the longest to actually watch, like, the 20-minute episode.
It was only 20 minutes.
It took us an hour to watch it.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
It took us actually an hour and 15 minutes
It
to
took
watch
us
it.
way too long to watch it.
All right, what happened last time?
Last time, the children are fixed. Scary Mouth Man is a certified dink. And the D is back in town. The D is back in
He
town.
never left. He was in the hospital.
He's back in town.
The D was in the hospital. Where is the D, by the way?
We didn't see the D at all this episode.
Resting?
No, what happened to him at the end of last episode? Is there a reason we
Did
didn't
he
see him?
leave with people?
I remember him telling Akari that she was good at science.
He gave her a book.
Oh, right.
Oh,
He gave her
yeah.
a Bujo and then he left.
Yeah,
But where did he go? And why? Why would he need to
he's
leave?
back. Just let him enjoy town.
He's got Corey, he's back, so he's got to set up his hydro bill and a cell phone.
He's catching up on all the episodes of
Do you
Grey's
think-
Anatomy
Do you think
missed.
he went back to live in that old abandoned lab?
Oh, please.
No.
Yeah. No, he's like going for the industrial vibe. Maybe he's doing one of those home makeover TV shows.
And they were like, you like science. Here's an old abandoned science lab for you to live in.
Nate Berkus came in, did a whole makeover on the entire thing, did a whole rustic vibe.
Do you need your place maked over? The D's got you.
Maked over?
D's gonna make over your house.
Maked over with the D. Sundays on TLC.
Maked over.
Coming this fall. What happened this time? We open on HQ, I believe.
Yeah, everyone's coming in.
Everybody walking up some stairs
All together.
and then turning around because Taco remembers about memories of infinite potential.
Yeah, and he realizes, he's like, wait, I understand why I can see people's memories. I think it's because explosion in the background.
Wah!
That was the sound of the explosion. Everyone runs towards it, which
And
is
the music
not
goes
smart.
dun 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 dun.
Can you do that in the background while I explain what happened?
Dun, dun, dun,
Everyone
dun,
runs
dun,
towards
dun,
it and
dun,
Pimple
dun,
Butt
dun, dun,
appears.
dun, dun, dun,
Okay, you can
dun,
stop
dun,
now.
dun, dun. And then?
Oh, and then
Everybody transforms. We get Deep Spectre, Necrom, Grateful Soul, but weird electricity gate tablet thing happens to Taco and he's like, I can't move. Maybe think it's happening again.
oh my god, and then the hugest stunts we've ever seen in this
Yes.
program.
They fell off like a 20-foot drop.
They found extra money in the budget that they've been saving.
It was so stupid. There were like 50 explosions just in this part.
They also did like these powder bomb explosions.
The powder bombs were cool.
Yeah.
They set up like GoPros like on the ground and like saw the powder bombs go towards it, and then they jumped off the giant cliff with the powder bombs behind them, and then real explosions with fire.
They were like these flowers of dust instead of the like gasoline explosions
Yep.
that
And-
normally happen.
And if you thought they were done, they weren't, because like Pimple Butt's like, I'm going to eliminate you. And he just fire punches Necrom into a cliff wall.
Yeah, because not only can Taco not move, Deep Spectre can't move either, so they're both on the ground, and Necrom's like, I'm going to fight you, and then just gets wrecked.
We watched that part twice.
Yeah, because it was so unbelievable. Like, it's the shot of Pimplebutt just reaching out with the fire hand and kind of like pushing fire into Necrom, and then Necrom being engulfed in flames, and then just kind of leaving the ground and moving very smoothly up into a cliff in a very CG way.
Very poor CG.
My notes are all over the place this episode.
Well, what happens next is we get just a quick shot of Emperor Brother back in the prayer room going, ooh, the depth of power of this one. And we see Gramps at the monolith kind of mumbling. And then we're back at Pimplebutt again. Akari shoots him with the glitter gun.
From off the cliff.
And then Taco sends out Nobunaga to reflect the fire.
Because Pimplebutt is now targeting Glitter Gun Akari. Because she drew attention to herself.
And then Blue Latex Boy.
Yes, because there were 2 Latex Boys summoned this time. The Phoenix Latex Boy and the Blue Latex Boy.
Which we're calling Blue Boy.
What did you want to call him, Corey?
Well, you see, he turns into a sphere.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And goes into Pimplebutt, and then Pimplebutt gets a power upgrade somehow.
Mm-hmm.
So Blue Ball.
No.
And you
No.
said no, so we're not calling him that.
Blue Boy.
But I wanted to call him Blue Spheresman now.
That's better than Blue
It's
Balls.
acceptable. I might not do it, but it's acceptable.
But Blue Spheresman.
Blue Spheresman is fine. Oh, it's really hard to say. Blue Spheresman.
Yes,
is
that's why I'm
fine.
not saying it. I'm really afraid of trying to say those words together with braces on, and I'm not doing it.
Spheresman.
Nope. Can't make me.
Spearsman?
Spheresman.
Spearsman.
Spearmint.
Blue Spearman.
Ooh, I like spearmint.
This is the evolution of nicknames on the show, I swear.
Mentos.
Done. Mentos.
Yep,
The Fresh
done.
Maker. The Fresh Maker then turns into a ball and goes into Pimplebutt. These are words I said.
Say it again.
The Fresh Maker turns into a ball and goes into Pimplebutt.
And so where Pimplebutt normally has just like these Mario Fire Flower style balls, now they are those, but they are blue and vortexy in the middle.
Yeah, I wrote
And they
down
go everywhere. They go
fire, water, power, WTF.
They go together, they go everywhere. Everything is on fire.
My explosions are all caps. Explosions literally everywhere.
And
they take like 5 different shots of the scene
Yep,
of like
and
just fire
just-
raining down and fire on
just
the
in
fields and
case.
fire around the characters.
The best one.
And then
Yeah, the best
Necrom
one.
looks up and sees to his horror a dandelion.
A dandelion was
dandelion.
on fire. Now, we
This is
paused.
a close-up shot.
We paused and looked at this because, as Corey pointed out while we were watching, dandelions are wet as heck. They do not light easily, so they must have taken they must have put gas or something on
Lighter
it.
fluid.
Like
So
yeah, they doused it in lighter fluid and then lit it.
And then just like had like 5 seconds of it roasting merrily away.
You think they maybe slowed it down or something too? Because it did not look like it was burning quickly.
Because they don't. It was only stuff on the dandelion that was burning.
It was amazing.
So then there's a Fumi flashback
A
because
flashback.
Because nature is on fire.
nature is on fire and it is really upsetting to Necrom. And he must protect the world. And he gets real angry and he just runs at Pimplebutt and starts to glow and kind of, goes overboard.
Like he starts to do that like dissolve thing where Necrom is running out of power, but he's also glowing in overpowered mode. And then we get a flashback to him talking about how Necrom has the power to do something at the cost of the user's life, and that might take a really special opponent to pull out.
Yeah, and that's Taco Time who's seeing that flashback where he wasn't around, but he's doing his memory thing again.
And he's like, oh, was that Necrom's memories? To inform the audience, because we couldn't follow what the F was happening.
Mm-mm.
Taco's like, this is bad. Okay, runs towards Necrom, pulls out Houdini to chain him away from whatever the hell he's doing.
And so we get Poncho Boy rolling on the ground, and
The Fresh Maker makes a blue portal.
Taco uses his Omega Drive on Pimplebutt and the Freshmaker escapes Pimplebutt's body.
The Freshmaker escapes, but all of the jackets from Taco get sucked into the portal.
Yeah, so he's standing there like his latex boy body, making this vortex that sucks all the jackets into
Yeah, and then
nowhere zone.
Necrom, Pretty Boy, Poncho Boy, somebody is yelling at Taco to run.
Taco is no longer great.
Well, not without his jackets. You need a lot of jackets to be
You
great.
need 15 jackets to be great.
Wait, but he's got one left.
He's
He-
base icon.
He reaches into his hoodie, pulls out this little black and red icon, and I'm like, what the hell is that?
It's the one his dad
Or no,
gave
it's black
him.
and white. It's black
Yeah,
and
so-
white.
black
And
and
it's
white.
the one he got in the mail,
I would-
apparently.
I would like to read you my notes. Taco's no longer great. Base icon. Explosions. Akari yells, grunting.
That's what happened.
Yeah. Because Taco goes to transform, so he's doing like this epic pose, and then there's explosions everywhere around him, and he's on the ground, sad. And then slowly getting up, using the power of his feelings to stand.
It's too bad the power of his feelings can't be handled in this base icon because it breaks in his hands.
And then he falls on the ground and dissolves like a ghost who is dead.
And then we get a shot of everybody's face, every member of the cast gasping, a close-up shot on their face. Not only that, but it goes back to QB's painting in Snapple HQ with all of them, and it falls onto the ground and smashes. And then we get Onari's close-up and Cannon's close-up, and they're all just like...
Bad omen.
My favorite was Spectre's close-up face, though, because he's still wearing his helmet.
Yeah, so it was everyone's face, and then Spectre...
Because they're all making that face, but Spectre can't because his
He's-
face is covered.
I think he still makes the gasp noise. But
It was
you can't
very
see his
good.
face.
And then we get a quick shot of Gramps going, unbelievable.
Now the Freshmaker has to acquire a new target because the old target,
The primary
the
target.
primary target, is no longer a problem.
I believe Spectre then goes furious.
And then flies through with the force of his flaming foot and wings and kills the Freshmaker.
Then we get a shot of the like cathedral light thing,
Prayer room.
whatever, and
Sweat
Sweat
Emperor.
Emperor is like, oh, every time they fail to come back more powerful than before, more pimply.
And then Snow White walks up. You just get a quick shot of her, and she goes,
That's because Sweat Emperor is cackling madly in the prayer room.
Yep.
Like real loud.
He's
real
not-
cackling.
He's not good at the evil laugh.
some people in this show aren't even good at smiling. We'll get to that later. We're back at Snapple HQ. Everyone is just looking at this smashed icon in the lab. Akari's got it kind of laid out in some sort of science tray, and everyone's like, but he can't be dead.
Especially Onari. Onari's like interrogating everyone about
Yeah.
whether or not there's a way that this could have maybe not happened.
Well, I mean, Poncho Boy is like, wait, he had an icon? Maybe his body is elsewhere because we've done this before. And that actually almost seemed like a reasonable explanation.
And then Akari shut the F down and was
Because-
like, he vanished the first time.
Which makes it actually sound like he was an icon the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Like he has always been, maybe.
And just wasn't aware of it.
Yeah. So maybe that is a side thing that we'll get to find out later. But
And then Anari's running around and he's like, wait, it happened twice though, so he must be able to come back a third time. How can we bring him back? And then Urison shows up and just direct quote, we're totally boned this time. My condolences.
Yep.
And then leaves. Thanks, pal. So then Akari actually leaves and she's like, I'm going to go to where Taco died the first time. There might be something there.
Yeah, Poncho Boy and Makoto are like, well, we're just going to go destroy some more gates. And Onari looks to those who are left, which is, I think it's just Cannon and
the students.
and is like, well, we better do what we can.
And then Urisen is kind of like, wait, Taco's actually gone. Why are they over it? Why are they so okay with this? And Gramps is like, look, they want to preoccupy themselves. They need to keep themselves busy so they're not actually upset. Then we cut to Poncho Boy and Spectre walking in a forest. And PB's like really bummed. He's like, this is my fault. I let my anger consume me. I forgot I have a mortal body. And Spectre's like really nice. He's like, look, blaming yourself is not going to bring Taco back.
Kari's looking for clues. Onari's polishing dead dad grave.
The two students are cleaning the hallway floors.
And everyone kind of keeps saying, like, he's going to come back. We're going to make it so he comes back. Cannon's hanging back the painting and complimenting Taco's smile.
Necrom and Deep Spectre are destroying another gate using their fancy sunglasses gun.
And then who shows up?
Pimplebutt.
Pimplebutt shows up. Spectre goes furious again and attacks Pimplebutt.
Akari's doing some ground science. Everybody's just basically in their little zones crying at this point.
So it's like a shot of Akari crying, Onari crying, students crying, Cannon crying. Then we see Taco in space.
Space Taco.
Ghost Taco in space.
Galactic Taco.
He's black and white, by the way.
Because he's in space.
And there are stars. And he's sleepy.
Now we're back in the park. Poncho Boy and Spectre are detransformed. And they walk up and they see two people eating takoyaki.
Just on a bench. And they're like, what the hell?
Wait, what?
And they run around the park. And there's the takoyaki stand.
And then
somebody is dressed in the coat, kind of like what you would expect Fumi to be in.
No, it is exactly
exactly
Fumi's coat because it also got Fumi's hat.
Yeah.
And
It's
they run
Fumi's
up
clothes.
and PB's like, Grandma Fumi? And then it's actually Grandma Fumi's granddaughter, who we met briefly at her funeral, Fumi's funeral. And she is like, oh, I was going to go back to art school. And then my grandma died and everyone was mentioning how much they missed her takoyaki. And I wanted to make people happy. So I'm going to do this. Also, here's a free sample. And PB has never looked so happy in his entire life.
And then he remembers that Fumi lives on in him. And that means that Taco also lives on in those that have memories of him.
Yeah, which would be fine, except everybody in their separate areas also suddenly comes to this realization. And now it's like, no more crying time.
He wouldn't want this, talking about Taco.
They all like say something along those lines, wipe their tears, and they were like, you know what, we're going to fight for this world. And then
except for PB and Makoto, who just start eating takoyaki.
You know,
and they're really enjoying that takoyaki.
It's victory takoyaki, when you remember that your friend is alive, but inside of you.
In space.
They don't know he's in space.
I think they
might never find out that he was in space this whole time.
I think he will tell them later. He's not good at bottling up his feelings, Corey.
We cut to the basement, and they're all standing around, and I think Makoto says that they have no more doubts, and they're going to see things through and learn how to defeat the gun misers.
And then quick shot again of Taco in space, who's saying, my consciousness, it's fading. I'm going to be gone soon.
Then we go to Akari on her little red laptop, which I really like as a laptop. And, you know, she's got a little window open that says Necrom Gate, and it's just like, this eyeball gate goes to Ganma World.
There's an arrow. There's an animated arrow that fills up from the left to the right, and it says Necrom Gate, Ganma World.
I believe when that happened and the arrow connected the two, I went, oh, that was straightforward.
And then I paused and got real angry because it was just like, wow, they spent so much on this.
She has the time warp crystal from the last episode, and
from
she's
the Fresh
talking,
Maker.
Yeah, from the Fresh Maker, talking about how she needs help from the D and dead dad, and then the thing comes up on the laptop again, but instead of a straight arrow, there's two that swerve
into another world.
It's the gate, and then it's like the shuffle symbol in iTunes or on Spotify. It just says the words, another world. Like, come on, guys.
Solved it.
It's a little less straightforward now, Kate.
But
now there's two arrows.
But
they're
Heather,
swervy.
What happens next upstairs on the table? Who's back together again?
Tiny Table Friends. I'm so happy.
And Tiny Table Friends Plus.
Cobra
One.
Phone.
Yes. Yeah.
Cobra Phone has finally joined Tiny Table Friends like I knew he would.
So we got the two students and Onari and Cannon. And they creepily all come in from different directions to go to grab one of the Tiny Table Friends and
like
pick them up.
A cult meeting.
It was like a cult meeting.
Look, I know exactly what happened. Tiny Table Friends finally got promoted to upstairs table, which is a much better table than the downstairs table.
It's got stuff in it.
I know. And they were like, cool, we're going to have a meeting now. And as they're having a meeting, 4 humans just creep out of nowhere to grab them, which is why they freak out.
I appreciate the lore, the deep lore that you are building for these Tiny Table Friends.
They finally got a space that was away from Monolith Dad.
Wait, do you think they were interviewing Cobra Phone?
Interrogating Cobra Phone.
Oh. No, I think they're friends.
So they all go animated and freak out and go fly around and run up and down the hallway, and Cannon's chasing the Cobra like, Mr. Cobra, calm down.
The spider one is on Anari's head, and he hates it.
And so they finally get their hands on them, and they de-transform them back into their, I don't know, normal selves.
Sure.
They're secret identities.
You got transforming ghost robots.
Look, Condor Phone's real identity is him being a condor. Him being a phone is a secret identity, clearly.
So Snapple transforms the Tiny Table Friends into their secret identities.
Yes.
For some reason.
Wow. Now we're back with Akari. And Akari has glitter gun, which, wow. We paused and saw some up-close details on this prop, and it is not good.
It's falling apart.
It's a handheld leaf blower that has some like stickers on it, and then the best part is she's crafted this new
Battery
attachment
pack.
for I was trying to be delicate. She has like a new attachment for it, and it turns out if you've ever seen like a handheld like drill with the giant battery pack that like into the bottom, it's just one of those into the bottom of the leaf
But she
blower.
put stickers on it.
But she put stickers
No.
on it to make it look magical.
The last one she had, which was a long time ago, I'll admit, was gold, but she'd put googly eyes on it.
Yeah.
That also happened. So this is a new attachment for the gates, and it was just very silly.
But not as silly as what happens next.
Cut to the gravel pit exterior. Everyone is in a flying V formation,
Now, what did-
walking up,
What
all
did we call
hero-like.
this?
The hero
The
walk.
hero walk.
The hero walk.
They're all holding, so the students, Inari and Cannon, are all holding a Tiny Table Friend.
And the other three are just in the middle.
Yeah, Akari's got the glitter gun.
Now Akari then says, "Okay, everybody, take a chunk of the taco icon," and hands them each a bit of the icon that disintegrated earlier.
Because they all have to work together, and
They
they've
work
got
together
one
as a
chance
team.
to pull this off, whatever this thing is.
Well, what they do is they put their hands all in a circle, as if they're going to cheer.
And then it looks like they're gripping the pieces harder, like maybe they're going to crumble them up or something.
I thought maybe they would, like, put their hands together, it would start glowing, Akari would do something with a glitter gun, and then they would reform it. And instead it's more like, yeah, okay, cool, break. And they run
Taco
off.
on 3. So then Akari, like the gate is in the sky, the portal. Akari glitter guns into the gate. Oh god.
Well, Necrom and Deep Spectre transform, and Pimplebutt attacks, because Pimplebutt was probably there the whole time,
Just lurking.
Yep. And then they throw the Tiny Table Friends at Pimplebutt to attack.
which is great because they're small. It's just like swatting them out of the air.
So then Pimplebutt gets like sucked into the gate.
Deep Spectre uses the kick
Yeah.
to
Kicks him.
kick Pimplebutt.
Then Spectre gets sucked into the gate as well, and Necrom sends out these like jelly tentacles and wraps around him and then sucks him
Which
back.
he's had the whole time.
Yep. Sure
He's
has.
always had those jelly
Yeah,
tentacles.
they
That
don't-
green fluid
don't
jelly
use them very
tentacle thing.
often.
What was happening was the Freshmaker had made a vortex that was sucking Spectre in. But then, no, it works. And Pimplebutt is banished to another world, and Akari's all like, well, that's just some random point in space-time. I don't know where it is, where I just
Yep.
dumped this
And then
horrible
the
monster.
sky breaks and Pimplebutt just comes back and there's explosions everywhere.
No, I just want to talk about how irresponsible Akari is
Oh,
dumping
thank
this
you.
monster
Somewhere into
somewhere
space-time.
else.
but
It's like,
but
this is
him
someone
back.
else's problem. Gone.
However, comes back instantly
Yeah.
and then falls out of the gate and then sends a buttload of like fireballs towards the entire crew. And then like knocks them all down. They're all on the ground. They've got little cuts on their faces and like dirt on them and stuff. And then we get a close up of Akari's face and she starts having a flashback because she looks up at the sky and sees the moon and is like, oh, the
Well,
daylight moon.
Yeah, it's the daylight moon. It's the moon you can see during the day.
She has a flashback to when she was a kid and she had binoculars and was wandering through the forest with Child Taco and saw the daylight moon and then lost Taco and then got sad.
But then Taco ran up with a flower and it was like, I just came to give you a flower.
But in the middle of this weird flashback memory that she's having, Space Taco can hear her.
Space Taco
Can hear past Akari.
can hear past Akari trying to look for child Taco, but thinks that
And he's
current
like,
Akari is talking about Space Taco.
he's like, oh, she's sad.
Oh,
no,
she's crying.
angry. Oh, now she's happy. Oh, I'm so glad she's happy. And then Akari, back on the ground Akari in real time, real life. Whatever.
She's like, this is the same moon we saw back then.
I better see you again. And she stands up, and everyone grips their icon piece, and most of them are just like, I believe in myself, and stand up.
They literally say that. They're like, I believe in myself. I believe in myself.
Spectre says we can still fight, and then it goes, I believe in myself. Let us burn bright. We haven't given up. This is what you gave us. The heart will keep going.
And your hope lives.
Yeah,
in
and your
all
hope
of us.
lives in all of us. So then Space Taco is being a Space Taco. And if you've ever seen the Teletubbies, yes, go with me on this journey for a moment. If you've ever seen the Teletubbies, you will know the baby sun, which is the sun with the baby face in it. Imagine that, except all the characters on this show floating around Taco in space. And he can see all of them. And he's like, oh, my friends.
Then everybody on the ground just shouts out Taco time.
Yeah, they just shout his name.
Memories become our legacy. They can live on past us. Then as soon... Oh, this is my favorite part. I got chills. Everyone shouts. The theme song of the show starts playing.
Right.
Taco materializes in the middle, glowing gold. The icon chunks are glowing. Taco's back.
The icon chunks float out into the middle and then reform into an icon that hangs in space until Taco grabs it.
Everyone is super happy.
I was very happy too.
And then it was like, your feelings are beyond time, life, and death.
Mm-hmm.
And then Gramps, over off in an area watching, is like, well, this is way more than I expected.
This
But
is a super miracle.
He starts to, his back just starts to give out on him.
Well, he's exclaiming and he's excited, and then because he's overreacting, he's hurt himself.
And Urisen's talking about how he's burning up, and we have a glowing Taco.
But then Pimple Butt is still there and says, oh, a new target. And Taco, remember, all of Taco's icons got sucked away from him. He's got nothing except the one that his dad gave him. He just starts glowing.
Yeah, he's glowing, and he's
He's transformed glowing.
an elation stream. We can't get a good look at him. He's
not
white light.
Yeah, he's not transformed into anything recognizable because he is just, as you said, white
It's got a horn.
Yeah,
And
but that's what I
there's a
mean.
mask
He's
and
wearing a
hood.
helmet of some sort, right?
He's
He's very generic.
something.
Maybe something.
So then he slashes Pimple Butt, which then turns into like 2 tablets from the prayer room. He slashes both of those. And then all of the icons return to Taco.
Yeah, so the Fresh Maker has lost
Everything.
everything.
All of its contents.
What did I say?
Y-
Right,
The pinata.
a pinata full of icons.
That's what it was.
So all the icons float past Taco, it looks like, and he grabs one, and it's his Booster Juice icon, and he talks to it like he's talking to his dead dad, and he's like, yeah, did it.
I know why I can see memories.
And then there's a shot kind of from a distance, maybe like 50 feet away, of the entire Snapple crew on one side of the screen and Taco's on the other side of the screen in the middle of this field. And it's just Taco slow motion running towards the rest of them. And then the episode's over.
Friendship. Happened.
That was a lot.
A lot too much happened.
The miraculous infinite feelings happened.
Tiny Table Friends came back, so I'm
Tiny
happy.
Table Friends got like an upgrade.
Yeah.
A lot of screen time there.
I had a lot of emotions this episode.
A lot of them were...
A lot of them were also, what the F?
Right, we
Yeah.
promised to talk about the smile.
Train
Oh,
yard
jeez.
smile.
Train Yard can't smile.
No, Trainyard's physically incapable of smiling. So there was a shot, I think it's when Taco came back to life.
Because they all glom onto him
Mhm.
and give him like a group hug.
And so in the same vein of everybody, there's close-up shots of everybody gasping earlier. There was the close-up shots of each character smiling a lot. And it was like, oh, everyone's happy. This is cute.
Ha 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 ha.
Train
And
your...
then,
That's the exact sound that came across. What did you say? It's like he was exposing his teeth without actually showing any emotion.
well, he was like pulling the sides of his mouth back without smiling, and he was exposing his teeth without being threatening.
He was trying so hard to smile.
And we saw it again later. Like, he did it twice, because at the end, there's, like, the scene with Taka running towards the group, and everyone gets another, like, group shot of them smiling, and he's still there. Yeah.
It's like he got told to smile and then became really self-conscious of how that works. And tried to think it out of his brain.
If anybody has ever seen... This is the only way that I can make it relatable. If anybody has ever seen Friends, which I think most people have seen Friends, there is an episode of Friends where Chandler and Monica are trying to take like engagement photos, and Chandler does not know how to smile. That is the exact smile that this character does.
It looks like the grimacing emoji.
Yeah, except more uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like pained a bit.
Give the grimacing emoji hair or hands or something.
And some glasses.
Give hair and glasses and like make it just slightly skewed. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to this episode of our podcast.
We had a good time today.
We had some emotions.
Please.
You might say they're infinite.
Check out our Twitter at GHOSTWATCH2017 and visit
2016.
Wait, it's... Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The current year, not the future year.
Wow, Corey. Betraying us, huh?
Yep.
For your other podcast?
The one that they can't make work.
Shh. It's working. It's working.
Uh-huh.
It's a work in progress.
I see which is your priority.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Kate, what are you doing to help Ghostwatch 2017?
I am here.
We're still trying to finish Ghostwatch 2016.
So go to ghostwatch2016.xyz and jam on that donate button, I guess. I don't know. There's no subscribe buttons. You can check out some character art that I haven't updated a lot, and the entire list of episodes and links to our YouTube and other things.
I guess we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Wait, next week?
Next time
Next time.
on Dragon Ball Z.